Okay, the final part of the must-haves exercise is the vision board. Remember, this plan needs to be visual. Vision board is the best way to do it. Doesn't have to be. It's not the only way, but it is the best way to do it. And the first time I asked my wife, yes, I asked my wife to be a part of building out our first vision board. She thought it was corny. Most people think that this is corny, but this stuff works when you can see it and it's up in a visual place every single day. And whether you use a morning routine or a night routine, you actually take the time, take the 30 seconds to look at it and internalize what you're telling yourself you're committed to that year. You will be amazed at how many things you can check off in a 12-month period. My wife is now a believer only because we've used it multiple years and checked off multiple goals and accomplishments in our life. And not goals, but commitments. Now, I mentioned the wife or the spouse or the family member only because when you build out this vision board or in the 3 columns, you want to have communication around what it is that you want. There's a very specific reason you're going to do that. Now, let's just first, before I give you that reason, go ahead and build out what I call the 3-section vision board, okay? The 3-section vision board. It's very specific. You're going to take out a piece of cardboard or a piece of, large cardstock paper, and you're going to draw a line or some dashes or just know kind of where you're going to build out these 3 sections and build 3 sections just like this across your vision board. Now, in the top one, the top section, this is going to be everything your spouse wants/needs for survival, similar to your 3-column, the list exercise. Okay, so everything the spouse wants that you're willing to go ahead and help make sure that this happens, right? And anything your family wants. If you've got kids and there's something you want to do for the kids, that's where all of this stuff is going to live, at the very top of the vision board. Certainly, if you have a wife or, you have a husband or whatever the case may be, and you're the breadwinner, make sure that they feel super important, that their needs are at the top. Put them at the top where they belong, the most important stuff right up here at the top. Okay. Now, this middle section, this is going to be for you, those personal things that you want. Maybe it's a car for yourself. Maybe it's, some type of health commitment. You want to lose some weight. Whatever your personal commitments are going to go here in the middle. Your vacations are probably going to go up here. And what you're going to do is you're just going to go to Google and maybe you're going on vacation, to the Virgin Islands. So I'm basically printing out a photo of, I love going to St. John every year. I like to put St. John up here, right? Or maybe it's Disney with the kids, right? So you're going to be putting all that stuff up here. Photos. Maybe you go to magazine and cut them out if you still subscribe to magazine, but there's just going to be photos of this stuff all over the place in this top section, right? I usually print out from Google and kind of layer it up there. Same thing for your personal health commitments, or your personal commitments. If it's a certain weight, print out maybe picture of a scale with that weight on it, or you can draw on here, whatever your artistic abilities desire. If you want to draw, write, whatever. Okay, right? You get the picture there, right? So now this section here on the bottom, you are going to leave blank. This bottom section is the foundation to everything. All right. And we're going to go through the foundation later on in this section of building out your business and life plan, but you're going to leave it blank for now. What's going to happen is all the numbers, all the money that needs to be generated to support, just like buying a house, you got to have a good, secure stable foundation. And in your business and life plan, you're going to need the same thing to support all of these great things you've listed out in the top 2 sections. This is really helpful too. And I'm going to get a little corny again. I'm going to get a little serious though as well with you guys. That foundation piece is so important when you include your spouse and you include your family in on that conversation. When you sit down and say, hey, what are all the things you want? What is going to change our life if we accomplish it here and I stay committed in the next 12 months to making it happen? I don't have a ceiling. Maybe your spouse has a ceiling on their income. You as a real estate professional have no ceiling. So if I stay committed, make all this money, and we get all these things, what's it going to mean for our life? Okay. And then when we figure out later in this plan how much time, how much effort, and how much energy you've got to put in to actually doing the plan, to actually making the money, to execute on the things that you want. And that's visual for everybody in the family to see. When this section is visual, when you have a rough night and you come home late and the spouse is like, hey, you know, what the heck? I didn't expect you to be working this late. I really need you to come home early. You can't be working this much, or you're too committed to work. You're going to be able to have the conversation. Hey, respectfully, totally understand where you're coming from. We can make changes. We can adjust our plan, but this is the commitment we made at the beginning of the year. Do we want to give up some of those things on the wants list, on the survival list, so that you can spend more time? And maybe you don't want to be working all the time. It's whatever your ambition is. But when the foundation is clear of what you've got to get done for work, when those hard times come, the conversation in a respectful, and everything starts with communication, which is why the vision board, starting with communication, this isn't just your life, is so important, right? For anything to work, any team, any marriage, any relationship, there's got to be a fluid and real high level understanding of communication. And so this is an opportunity to communicate with your family, with your spouse, around what that foundation commitment should look like. And now you can't be unreasonable. You can't say, hey, I want to go out and make $1 million this year, and I want to work the Tim Ferriss 4-hour work week. Okay, it doesn't work that way. So your foundation, your level of commit has got to equal your ambitions at the top of that vision board. And when they match up, you will find that you will be checking off. And there's nothing better than going through at some point in the year and saying, did it. That vacation was awesome. Lost the 10 pounds, right? Made the money in savings. Did it. There's nothing better than going through the year and at the end of it, seeing a whole bunch of check marks and then adding a whole bunch of stuff to next year's vision board. So that is the must-haves exercise. Let's get into the second part of building your business and life plan. Hey guys, if you like these educational videos, make sure you hit subscribe below so you see more videos, and make sure you hit the link below. We have a waiting list for some exclusive content that goes deeper, where I actually show you exactly how to do everything I'm describing in these educational videos. So hit the link below and join the waiting list today.